I've told you guys I'm a huge nerd, right? I'm a huge geek. Our 29th annual CFHL, that's the Canadian Fantasy Hockey League draft, taking part in BC over the Labor Day long weekend. Can you believe we've been doing this almost 30 years? I said to the boys, I said to the fellas, including those in Calgary, they would typically just travel on the Highway 1 and they would find their way out to Shuswap without even going near Jasper National Park. I said, fellas, the course is looking absolutely unbelievable right now. They're celebrating, they're commemorating their 100th year at this Stanley Thompson designed course. And of course, everybody has been working so hard, not just at the Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge, but across the town. Hoteliers, restaurateurs, those that are working in the tourism space, tour guides and the like, of course, to get Jasper back to a place where they can welcome folks with open arms. I said, boys, we got to go and dump some cash out there. We got to invest in this national park that we love so dearly. So that's exactly what they did. The Calgary boys, a contingent from Brooks, Alberta, detoured up and traveled with us in a golf convoy on Highway 16 West to check out the magnificent and #1 golf resort in Canada. Look at that. That's the purest golf swing I've ever seen in my life. That's Jeff Chivers, the general manager of the Hamilton Hounds in the Canadian Fantasy Hockey League. But these guys were absolutely wild. We had perfect conditions out there, perfect weather. We could not have asked for a better day. Look at this smile. Look at these smiles of these four fellas. We were lucky enough. This is on one of the iconic tee boxes there on JPL's magnificent golf course. Of course, these were the smiles before we hit our tee shots. Although everybody did all right. I think we had 4 fairway shots there, Johnny, if you could believe it. That's a rarity. But absolute lifetime memories being made there on the shore of Lac Beauvert. Now, we were lucky enough to be able to stay in one of those ridgeline cabins at the Fairmont. These are perfect for families or even a group of families. They've got 3 primary ensuite bedrooms in each one of them and a wonderful kitchen and dining area. So for us, after a quick stop at Friesen Brothers to pick up a big prime rib, it was time to dine and recount the stories from the course that day. Yes, we are all wearing matching t-shirts. I told you, we're nerds, we're geeks. Johnny went with that warm potato salad as well. Stu, GM of the Brooks Bronc Brusters, kind enough per tradition to bring us some Tabor corn, sourced from exactly where it grows. The fellowship in that place, absolutely fantastic. We stayed there, of course, stayed up all night, just sharing laughs, catching up, and just taking in the vibes. Now, the next morning outside the ridgeline, check this out. This is just the quiet of morning. I poured myself a coffee and just sat out there by myself. You can see, of course, just take in the landscape. See the changes there that the fire imposed. And then, of course, nature bringing itself back. Absolutely magnificent. The peace and the calm out there is essentially unparalleled. Then, of course, before we hit the highway to British Columbia, we had to take a few moments to soak in that tub. This is my favorite hot tub in Canada. Of course, at the Fairmont, you know every single moment's going to be a memorable one. And we sat there and just kind of gathered our thoughts before we hit the road. Now, you know we weren't going to hit the highway without grabbing a bite to eat, and I was telling you in a previous edition of My Jasper Memories about this brand new spot, Otto's Cache. I hadn't yet had a chance to pop in myself, so we did exactly that. And as you can see, this is a beautiful, the design in this space is incredible, and I'm happy to tell you that their service offerings match the first impression. Grab myself a nice latte, different sandwiches that you can choose, kind of a sandwich joint, but they've got nice little mementos that you can take with you, thermoses. Of course, you can grab the whole bean coffee if you'd like on the road, and I had to snap this photo. This was the Reuben with a beautiful red cabbage, which I would highly recommend. That's Otto's Cache, right on Connaught, right on the main drive there. This is just one of many incredible offerings that you can find in Jasper. Again, they are wide open right now for business, and the weather looking over these next few weeks makes this a no-brainer. If you're looking for somewhere to gather with your friends, somewhere to take the family before the leaves start to fall, may I humbly recommend Jasper National Park. You can plan out your own vacation. You can learn more about the cabin capital of Canada. Again, you've still got time to squeeze out a little bit of summer. The website jasper.travel will take you right there, and there are some amazing resources courtesy of our friends at Tourism Jasper. Find inspiration for your next visit. Discover Jasper there. And a reminder, coming up this weekend, you can set into the wild heart of Jasper National Park, where music and mountains meet. It's the Jasper Folk Music Festival running September 5th and 6th. You can get your tickets. Check out the lineup. There's like 15 bands over the 2 days. It's a family-friendly event at jasperfolkmusicfestival.ca. If you're out there, we'd love to hear about your trip. You can hashtag MyJasper and Real Talk RJ, and you could be featured on an upcoming episode of My Jasper Memories, which is proudly presented weekly, every Wednesday, here on Real Talk by our friends at Tourism Jasper.